Disneyland is known for magic, nostalgia, and childhood dreams. But anyone who visits the parks regularly knows there's another secret ingredient that keeps people coming back again and again. Comedy, not scripted comedy, not stand-up comedy, but the kind of unexpected, in-the-moment humor that only happens when a character performer meets a guest who has absolutely no idea what they're about to walk into. Today, we're ranking the funniest Disneyland characters based on real guest reactions. Viral moments, unscripted interactions, and that special ability to make both kids and adults laugh without breaking character. This is not about who looks the funniest or who tells jokes on purpose. This is about who consistently creates moments people talk about long after they leave the park. Before we get into it, if you love Disneyland content, behind-the-scenes park culture, character interactions, and videos like this, make sure you subscribe to Disneyland TV, hit the like button, and turn on notifications so you never miss more videos like this. Let's start with the first character that almost everyone agrees deserves a spot on this list, even if they didn't expect to laugh as hard as they did. The first one that always comes up in conversations about funniest Disneyland characters is Goofy. And yes, that might feel obvious, but Goofy's humor goes way deeper than falling over or tripping on nothing. What makes Goofy funny in the parks is his complete commitment to being bad at everything. Signing autographs takes him forever. Walking is an adventure. Dancing turns into chaos. He reacts to the world like he's constantly surprised it exists. Kids laugh because he's silly. Adults laugh because his physical comedy is genuinely impressive. Goofy doesn't rely on words. He relies on timing, exaggeration, and total confidence in looking ridiculous. That combination never gets old. Another character that deserves serious recognition is Donald Duck. Donald's humor is powered entirely by rage, and somehow Disney has perfected that formula. Donald doesn't just get annoyed, he holds grudges, he glares. He crosses his arms and refuses to engage. Guests will wave at him and he'll look away dramatically. Kids find it hilarious. Adults relate a little too much. The funniest Donald moments happen when guests try to mess with him and he immediately flips the script, turning the interaction into a silent argument that feels way too real for a theme park. Donald is funny because he doesn't try to be likable, and that honesty makes every reaction feel earned. Moving further along, one character that consistently surprises people with how funny they are is Pluto. Pluto has no dialogue, no facial expressions beyond exaggerated movement, and yet somehow communicates more emotion than most talking characters. Pluto's humor comes from pure chaos energy. He gets distracted mid-photo. He pretends to chase his tail. He reacts dramatically when guests pet him. He plays innocent while clearly plotting nonsense. Pluto interactions feel like you're hanging out with a dog that understands everything but refuses to behave. That unpredictability is what makes him hilarious. Another unforgettable presence in the parks is Gaston. Gaston is funny because he is completely convinced he is the most impressive person in any space he enters. His humor comes from arrogance taken to theatrical extremes. He compliments himself constantly, insults guests politely but brutally, and turns every interaction into a performance about his own greatness. What makes Gaston stand out is how well he adapts to the guest in front of him. He reads people instantly and tailors his humor accordingly. Whether he's flirting, flexing, or competing, Gaston always wins in his own mind, and watching that confidence clash with reality is endlessly entertaining. One character that often catches first-time visitors off guard is the Evil Queen. Her humor is subtle, sharp, and completely unbothered. She doesn't raise her voice, she doesn't rush. She stares, pauses, and delivers lines that feel like perfectly timed verbal daggers. The Evil Queen is funny because she makes guests nervous in a way that turns into laughter. Adults especially love her because her insults are clever, her judgments feel personal, and her reactions are slow and deliberate. Every interaction feels like you're being evaluated, and that tension creates comedy without her ever breaking character. Another character that earns their place through pure sarcasm is Captain Hook. Captain Hook's humor is theatrical, dramatic, and fueled by insecurity. He argues with children. He pretends to be brave and immediately panics. He insults Peter Pan even when Peter Pan isn't there. Hook's comedy works because he takes himself extremely seriously in situations that clearly don't deserve it. Watching a grown pirate villain lose an argument to a 5-year-old never stops being funny. Continuing down the list, one of the most underrated funny characters in Disneyland is Cruella de Vil. Cruella's humor is fashion-based, judgmental, and delivered with lightning speed. She critiques outfits, scoffs at colors, and reacts dramatically to guests she deems unfashionable. Her comedy hits hardest with adults, especially when she roasts someone's shoes or dramatically praises herself. Cruella interactions feel like walking into a reality fashion show you didn't sign up for, and that unpredictability makes every encounter memorable. Another character that consistently creates laughter is Alice from Alice in Wonderland. Alice's humor is clever, confused, and intentionally awkward. She asks strange questions, misinterprets answers, and responds in ways that feel slightly off in the best way. Alice's comedy comes from logic being just a little broken. Guests try to have normal conversations, and Alice gently derails them without ever being rude. It's subtle humor that sneaks up on you. One character that surprises many guests with how funny they are is the Mad Hatter. The Mad Hatter's humor is fast, chaotic, and full of wordplay. He talks in circles, interrupts himself, and drags guests into nonsense conversations that somehow make sense in the moment. His comedy feels improvised because it is. The Mad Hatter thrives on confusion, and the more confused guests are, the funnier he becomes. Another strong contender is Mickey Mouse himself. While Mickey isn't traditionally known for comedy, his park interactions can be surprisingly funny because of exaggerated reactions and playful body language. Mickey's humor is wholesome but effective. He celebrates small victories, reacts dramatically to compliments, and plays along with jokes guests initiate. His comedy works because it feels genuine and joyful, not forced. Moving on, one character that generates constant laughter without even trying is Stitch. Stitch's humor is chaotic, mischievous, and slightly destructive. He pretends to steal things, interrupts photos, and reacts wildly to attention. Stitch's comedy works because he behaves exactly how people expect him to, but still manages to surprise them. He's unpredictable in a controlled way, which is a difficult balance to maintain. Another standout is Loki during special events. Loki's humor is sarcastic, smug, and very aware of the chaos he causes. He enjoys confusing guests, questioning their loyalty, and positioning himself as the smartest person in the room. Loki's comedy works especially well with adults who enjoy dry humor and irony. Jack Sparrow also deserves recognition, even though his appearances vary. When Jack Sparrow is done well, he is effortlessly funny. His humor is based on rambling stories, fake confidence, and complete avoidance of responsibility. He responds to questions with unrelated answers and turns simple interactions into elaborate nonsense. Jack Sparrow works best when guests engage with him fully, allowing the interaction to spiral into absurdity. Another character that consistently delivers laughs is Daisy Duck. Daisy's humor is confident, expressive, and occasionally savage. She reacts strongly to compliments, dismisses nonsense quickly, and carries herself like she knows she's the best one there. Daisy's comedy is subtle but powerful, especially in contrast to Donald's chaos. As we move toward the end of this ranking, it's important to acknowledge that what makes a character funny isn't just the character themselves. It's the performer, the timing, the guest, and the moment. Disneyland comedy is lightning in a bottle. That's why no two interactions are ever the same. Characters like Goofy, Donald, the Evil Queen, and Gaston consistently rise to the top because they create moments that feel personal, unscripted, and unforgettable. They don't just make you laugh. They make you feel like you were part of something unique. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the funniest Disneyland characters, make sure you subscribe to Disneyland TV, like this video, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future uploads. We cover Disneyland moments, character interactions, park drama, and everything in between. Let us know in the comments which Disneyland character made you laugh the hardest, and we'll see you in the next video.